Good afternoon. I'd like to call the May 13th, 2024 Calhoun County Council meeting to order. Ms. Bonnet, would you give us the invocation, please, ma'am?
Dear Lord, we come to you asking for guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Let us make decisions for the common good of Calhoun County and its citizens. We pray for all of this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. May I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposers likewise, the ayes have it. It's now time for public comment. John?
There are none, Mr. Chair.
No public comments? Okay, thank you, sir. May I have approval of the minutes of April 22nd, 2024, the regular council meeting? Motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion or corrections? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposers likewise. The ayes have it. May I have a motion for approval of the April 24, 2024 budget work session?
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposers likewise. The ayes have it. Okay, under committee reports, we have the Natural Resource Committee. Ms. Bonnet, I think you chair that committee.
Yes, sir. Richie's going to give an update for us. He took all the notes.
Yeah, so the Natural Resources Committee met today at 4:30. The chair is Councilwoman Bonnet, and Councilman Carson is also on the committee. We had the meeting to try to look at what improvements we might do or change to help with the problem with animal control, with the amount of stray dogs and the calls we get, and trying to limit the shelter's overwhelmed, rescues are overwhelmed, adopters are overwhelmed. It's a problem nationwide and also here. So we talked about several items that we're going to bring back to council in the form of potentially an ordinance update. Looking at increasing the fees from $250 to $500. Looking at a requirement for stray dogs to be spayed or neutered before they're reclaimed, potentially. Looking at using the state ticket for misdemeanor animal cruelty is a much higher fine than the county ordinance. It's $1,000. Looking at tweaking some language related to the requirement of all animals to have a collar on them. And then something about, we have issues with people just feeding stray dogs in public spaces. We've got a concern about the welfare of the public. If, stray dogs coming up and it's eating and your kids happen to be playing close by, something could happen. A dog can attack a child or an adult. And so those are the items that we looked at today that we'll be bringing back to the committee and council to look at.
Okay, so y'all just want us to see that information, or you gotta need a motion for anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay,
Thank
you,
you.
Richard. Thank you, Ms. Bonnet. We'll receive that as information. Any other committee reports?
No, sir.
None. Under appearances, Dr. Bill Marner, Executive Director, Lower Savannah Council of Government.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and council members, and thank you for giving me a few minutes just to give you an update on the Lower Savannah Council of Governments and our activities here in Calhoun County this past year. I know you've got a lot on the agenda, so I will be brief. As most of you know, we cover 6 counties, and our purpose is economic development and improving quality of life. We have a number of board members from Calhoun County. I'll just run through those real quick. Richard Carson, Helen Carson, the mayor of St. Matthews, Chairman Hagler, Virgil Jacobs, John McLaughlin, Josh Rabon, and Russell Ott. All of them are extremely active members with the Council of Governments. We run a number of programs, some of them state, some of them federal. We have to pass through for some of that. One of those is we work with the State Department of Commerce with Community Development Block Grants. We also work with the feds with EDA grants, Department of Aging. We're still the Department of Aging now, that bill didn't go through. So we work as the Area Agency on Aging, and we also work with workforce development programs. This past year, we had an annual budget of about $9.5 million that was direct We run another, well, I'm going to say about 15 million through our organization in transportation and other programs that go directly to different organizations. And here in Calhoun County, we've been busy on a couple of different things. Within the area of long-range transportation planning, we're about to take up our new long-range transportation plan. This is something that SEDOT asks us to do every 5 years. We're working with CTC and other folks within the county to start to identify transportation projects that will be in our long-range transportation plan. We've met with the CTC recently, and TAC members are Cody Hare, John McLaughlin, and Richard Carson, all very happy for their participation and what they add to the TAC. Also in the area of community development block grants and RIA, which is the Rural Infrastructure Authority. We are working right now with the town of St. Matthews on a $3 million project, which was one of those SCIP grants, which was the American Rescue Plan funding that went down to localities to fund sewer and water projects. And so we're handling the administration for them. We also have the Lower Savannah Regional Housing Consortium. Right now, we have one owner-occupied rehab that's been approved, and bids are going out for work to be done here in Calhoun County. Another large program that we have, and one of our biggest funding programs, is our Area Agency on Aging. And we cover a lot of different programs for seniors, and we work with your Council of Aging hand in hand in regards to their contractor, and we are able to help fund them with some different programs. Some of those programs include assessments, home-delivered meals, meals served at the congregate site, also Title D legal service, and caregivers funding. Right now, Ms. Sheila Jenkins is a member of our Aging Advisory Committee, and we could use 1 or 2 members from Calhoun County, just to let you know that. In the area of workforce development, I'm glad that Pat Black is here. Pat Black is a member of our workforce board, has been a wonderful member for us. I'm glad he's being honored tonight. Also on the workforce board is Gary Jones, and we lost our building that we were working out of the year before. What we were able to do this past year and the year before that was we have a mobile unit. We brought that out here for our meeting last year. That mobile unit has been getting out to all different localities here in Calhoun County, such as the Piggly Wiggly and some of the other places. And it's one of those vehicles that you can use in any occasion that you may have. And so we know we try to get over here as often as possible to help to provide workforce solutions and testing and finding jobs and doing resumes and that kind of stuff a couple times a month. So we're happy that that gets out here. I mentioned about our members on there. Workforce development also has one of my projects and programs that I really enjoy, which is on-the-job training, where we work with the companies as well as the folks looking for jobs and getting training, and try to put them together so that they have not only the training, but also a job to go to afterwards. And so we're real happy with that. Our numbers this past year, I think about 14 or 16. 40 registered job seekers, and we're working with them, 14 Calhoun County customers who've come to the mobile unit. So we have been very busy here in Calhoun County and continue to do so. On the packet that you may have, there is a list of upcoming meetings, and so we're very busy with that. As the chairman knows, we've been going through our bylaws as well as our budgets as well. And with that said, if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to entertain them.
Anyone have any questions for Dr. Muller? Any comments?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muller. I just want to say, when several years ago, our board was kind of sorry. That's the word I'd use for it, wasn't participating and stuff. I just want to tell Richard and John and the rest of them, I really appreciate the sacrifice they have made to really show Calhoun County presence on that board, because you all do a lot of good work for Calhoun County, and we appreciate it. So thank you for what you all do over there. Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Thanks
that,
a lot.
Mr. Chairman. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Eleanor Boyd and Mr. Keith Ivy, Midlands Fatherhood Coalition.
Good evening, Chairman Hagler and members of the Calhoun County Council. We're excited to be presenting to you this evening. I'm going to hand out some packets, but I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Mr. Larry Felder. He will be the site manager for our office that will be opening and serving the citizens here of Calhoun County.
Thank you, Ms. Eleanor. Thank you, Chairman and Council members, for allowing us these few minutes just to give you all an idea of what we do at the Midlands Fatherhood Coalition. I've had the pleasure of working for this organization for about 8 years now. It's one of the things where you can't really duplicate it in any other organization. The mission at the Midlands Fatherhood Coalition is to positively re-engage fathers with their children in many aspects, not only in their relationship, but also engaging in a healthy co-parenting relationship as well. We have an individualized one-man plan for each gentleman that we come in contact with. We assist them with everything from employment to individualized training. If they say they want more education, we have a great partnership with Morris College where we actually send our guys to college for free. We also have weekly peer group sessions where our fathers actually are, they're not mandated, but they are somewhat required to participate in these peer sessions due to our services being 100% free. We go through parenting of 6 weeks, healthy relationships for 6 weeks, economic mobility, because a lot of our men come to us not understanding how to build credit. How do I buy a home? How do I prepare myself to purchase a car? A lot of skills that they don't have that they do need to pass on to their children so that they can break a lot of generational curses that we come in contact with. We make sure that they have clothing, we make sure that they have food, we feed them weekly as well. If that gentleman has a job through our regional employment job developer, we make sure he has transportation to get to said job. Everything that we do at our coalition directly impacts the community. It cuts down on tardiness in school and absences. It cuts down on teen pregnancy. It cuts down on violence within the community. And also, when you raise healthy children, you raise a healthy community. The Midlands Fatherhood Coalition is solely about the community and those individuals that are a part of it. And I can honestly say, I've learned how to be a father myself going through this coalition. So when I speak, it's with a heavy heart, and I put it on my sleeve because I know this service works. And I'm looking forward to serving Calhoun County, as I've been serving Orangeburg for about 4 years. I look very forward to giving you all, or giving myself the opportunity to provide the service to you all citizens as well. But at this time, I would also like to turn it to our data quality manager, Mr. Andrew Costin, and he can provide some more insight into the numbers that we provided in the Midlands Fatherhood Coalition.
Yes, hi. So I'm the data and quality manager, so I'm the data guy. And we'll just have a few quick numbers to go through, and it's I haven't memorized, so I don't even need them on the slide. But over the past year, we've served close to 400 people through our Richland, Lexington, and Sumter offices. So those cover Richland, Lexington, and Sumter counties. Now, obviously, we want that to expand that reach, and that's kind of why we've been petitioning Calhoun and Orangeburg and Aiken counties to open offices in those areas. Now, this is just total number served. So anybody that walks through our doors, anybody that we help is counted in that number. And through that, we positively impacted 997 children across, again, just Lexington, Richland, Sumter counties. And we know that number can be more. We know that fatherlessness is a huge factor in our communities, and we hope to curb that. Now, outside of this, we do get a big question about where our people come from, and they come from a number of different sources. So we have partnerships with probation, pardon, and parole, with DSS, with the solicitor's offices in our certain counties. So anytime that somebody comes to us from one of these referrals, they're looking for certain things. Mostly it's to either keep their kids in the house or get them returned. They're looking for employment, for education. Anything they need, we provide. And if we can't provide it, we know somebody who can. Our reach is far and exceeding any capacity of anybody's need. And that's honestly where we want to go. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Ms. Eleanor Boyd.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. You would advance the slide, please. So we have an exciting announcement. We are opening an office in Orangeburg. We are going to start by working with the Resource Center through the Department of Rural Health in Orangeburg. We are already, Larry is already attending monthly family court system meetings, and we're trying to secure $321,000 to open and staff our own full-time site. What we're focusing right now is community outreach. We want to enhance programmatic income, so we're talking to a variety of agencies and community partners for co-referral services. Although I must tell you, you can self-refer. If you walk in the door and you have a child under 18, we will serve you. And I should also let you know that our services are offered 100% free of charge. So this is our opportunity to let you know what we'd like to do. And if you'll advance the slide, we are excited about a partnership with you all. Whether it be through awareness that we exist so that you can refer people to our office, certainly financial partnerships and investments in the community are evidence that we should be here and that there's a need. And, we also look for referrals. So if you know that we exist, you can refer people to our office. And really and truly, I think that's about it. We want to thank you very much. This is a family that we served around the holiday time. And if you have any questions, we would love to answer them at this time.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a
Go
question?
ahead.
Are y'all familiar with Calhoun County Cares by any chance?
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
Are y'all familiar with Calhoun County Cares by any chance?
No, but I'm so glad that you told us about that because that's an organization we need to meet with.
So y'all are now familiar with them?
No, sir, we have spent, truthfully, most of our time and effort in Orangeburg County, and we're just branching out because it makes sense that Calhoun County
Right.
is a partner county. So.
Well, we are a faith-based interdenominational ministry that is runs a thrift store, totally volunteer. We put about $70,000 a year back into the community, and we take requests from organizations similar to yours a lot of the times. I mean, we do things through DSS and other agencies as well. So if you would write down that name.
Yes, sir.
And we are located in the John Ford Community Center.
Okay.
And we would certainly entertain, I'm chairman of the board, and so we would certainly entertain requests as long as you're serving Calhoun County residents. Our mission is to serve Calhoun County residents, so
Yes, sir. We're very
keep
grateful for that. Thank you so much.
keep that in mind.
Anyone else have any questions, Boyd? Ms. Boyd, we appreciate you all coming back, and I explained to you, I wanted the rest of the council to hear. I met with her last week, I think I met with you, and it sounded interesting, and I see you all serve all the counties that surround us, and I'm pretty sure Ken already won. You already got somebody on board already if we can get do things right. So we appreciate you, and we'll be talking with you and working with you in the future.
Thank
Thanks a
you
lot.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Okay, down to resolutions. No more appearances, right, John?
That's right, yes, sir.
A resolution honoring Mr. Pat Black for years of service as chairman of the Calhoun County Economic Development Commission. And I just want you to know while Pat's coming forward to receive his award, that Pat was instrumental in having this group that we just heard come down here. So Pat, we want to let people know that you do a little more in economic development. We appreciate it. Calhoun County appreciate you. Thanks a lot. So, where's the...
I'll go ahead and read it.
Yeah.
In appreciation of outstanding service by Mr. Pat Black. Whereas the Calhoun County Economic Development Commission was created in 1982, which over time, through transitions, council desired an advocate to continue involvement in the county's economic development efforts. And whereas Pat Black represents the county as such and has served as chairman of the Calhoun County Economic Development Commission for 42 years with great honor. And whereas during this period of time, Calhoun County has made progress noteworthy in recognized strides in economic development, particularly notable for small rural county. And whereas Pat Black has shown outstanding dedication to the progress of the county, and along with his efforts of many, Calhoun County attracted, announced, and located significant amounts of jobs and capital investments that increased the tax base. And whereas these investments range from small or family-owned businesses to some of the largest capital investments in the history of South Carolina, as well as manufacturers of some of the most recognized brands in the world. And whereas Pat Black has volunteered numerous hours and exhibited outstanding community spirit by engaging with industries and businesses that have provided economic advancement and opportunities for the county and its citizens. And whereas Pat Black created and maintained a network of partners to further the county by being an active member of the South Carolina Economic Developers Association. And whereas he was honored by the South Carolina Economic Development Association as South Carolina's Volunteer of the Year in 1995, and recognized for his honor by the Southern Economic Development Council. And whereas in 1994, he received the Governor's Individual Initiative for Rural Development Award, which recognized exceptional innovation and personal innovative in rural economic development presented by Governor Carroll Campbell. And whereas Pat Black has done great work recognizing an ethic of civil responsibility that is needed and in fact required for all citizens to ensure a free functioning and advancing society. And now, therefore, be it resolved that Calhoun County Council does hereby commend and thank Mr. Pat Black for his dedication, enthusiasm, and outstanding service given to the Calhoun County Economic Development Commission. Be it further resolved, this 13th day of May 2024, a copy of this resolution shall be spread across the permanent written records of Calhoun County.
Chairman Hagler, council, God, I should say, Phil, all of us who work together to advance this county. 42 years seems like a long time. I know y'all got a crowded agenda tonight. James told me I could have 1 minute for each year, so. How about 2 minutes, no more than 4? Thank you very much. I appreciate this honor and recognition more than I can tell you. I also have with me tonight my wife Kathy, who's sitting there in the front row. She's also had a front row seat for economic development in Calhoun County for the last 42 years.
Let's give her a hand also.
As a matter of fact, when we first started out and began our trek on this journey, she and late Councilman Summers' wife hosted industrial prospects in our homes. And that was kind of unheard of at the time, but they did what they needed to do to help further Calhoun County too. And both of them, she also has always understood the difference between secrecy and confidentiality in economic development. One prospect we had who's located in the county confided with me later that one of the factors that they considered when they were locating that plant was how they felt so welcome when they came to Calhoun County, being invited into the homes of the chairman at that time and the chairman of the Development Commission at that time. That helped make a difference. Since 1992, I've had a special privilege. Since 1982, rather, I've had a special privilege. I didn't have to, but I got to represent Calhoun County in this role as chairman of economic development. It has been and continues to be a great experience. We have done a lot and continue to do well, particularly for a small rural South Carolina county. And I say we because it is plural. Economic development is not an individual sport. It is a team effort. Many moving parts to it, as you well know, and we all have a role to play for successful outcomes. One of the most rewarding experiences I have had, though, has been the relationships and friendships that have developed and continue in this role. Such as county council, others in county government, state government, the South Carolina Department of Commerce, the Central South Carolina Economic Development Commission, the allies, such as the utilities, the South Carolina Ports Authority. If you look at it, there's a lot of imports and exports in Calhoun County. and we could use that resource to our advantage over the years. Also, the press, Gene, good to see you tonight. We've been through the battles together. Glad to see you here too. The Lower Savannah Council of Governments as well. That's Dr. Mulder is here tonight to share this moment with us. The businesses that were new and over time became existing industries and helped to attract others. I think, honestly, there's not a single existing industry we have in Calhoun County now that if we bring a new one in and have them talk with them, that's in our favor for them to locate here. Much of our business industry and economic development base is composed of businesses that have expanded in Calhoun County. They came here, they located, they liked us, we liked them, they stayed and expanded. That goes back to the old saying, new friends are silver, old friends are gold. And it is true. Our development goals from the very beginning in 1982 have not wavered, and they continue today, and they are. First of all, provide employment, meaningful employment for our citizens and our county's workforce. That translates to jobs. That's the way you spell it, J-O-B-S, jobs. The second one is to attract capital investment, obviously. Third is to increase our tax base to provide the services that our county should expect, have a resource and a revenue stream to support those services. Let me close real quickly with a quick anecdote. Several years ago, it happened before the pandemic. Of course, the pandemic changed everything. But I was walking through a plant one day with the plant manager. A gentleman came up to me and said, "Oh, you Mr. Black?" I said, "Yeah." Well, first of all, I said, "Maybe." And he said, "I want to tell you something." He says, "You don't know me," and I didn't, but I did know him after I left. He said, "You don't know me." He said, "But I think and I know that you had something to do with bringing this plant to Calhoun County." He just said, "Well, yes, I did, and others did too." He said, "I want to tell you one thing." He said, "You have provided me an opportunity that I never thought I would have. This job has provided me with an opportunity to remain in Calhoun County, to raise my children here in Calhoun County, and for them to have an opportunity to stay here in Calhoun County, if they so choose to do so." And I happen to think, this is really what it's all about, isn't it? It's really what it's all about. Whatever we do, how we do it, others must be in mind. So I appreciate that too, and I just wanted to share that little anecdote with you in that story. But let me conclude by simply saying, I think it's very thoughtful of you to honor and recognize me in this way, and I appreciate it more than I can tell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, Dave, you better get resolution now. We'll proceed forward.
That's all right. I just want to say on behalf of the citizenry of Calhoun County, we appreciate what you've done. And Pat is not a natural citizen. I mean, you immigrated in here. And just to show you what we can do when we work together and we don't blast each other and try to work together and try to understand each other. Pat, you actually really were responsible for me when I lost my job to get another job. So I appreciate that dearly also. Yeah, so I'm thinking we owe this gentleman a lot, and we're not going to cut you loose. I mean, this is not goodbye. This is just, we'll see you later.
Well,
okay. But we appreciate what you did. We appreciate what your wife lending us to you before this.
We appreciate that. We put a lot to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat.
Appreciate it. We'll be seeing you.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Pat. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Truly an ambassador for Calhoun County. We thank you, Pat, for what you've done. Okay, under old business, nothing.
No, sir.
Under new business, we have a recommendation from the Historical Commission for Museum Director. Approval is required. John, you want to tell us?
Yes, sir. Ms. Redmond,
Okay.
Chairwoman.
Council, good to see y'all again, and thank you for having me. I'm here representing the Historical Commission. Just wanted to inform you that we worked with HR for the county to advertise the position of museum director, and we're very appreciative of everything Brandy and her office did. It made our process a whole lot easier for us. After we reviewed the candidates who applied, we selected 4. Brandy contacted them for us. One did not, I guess, go forward because they never responded, but we did interview the 3 candidates who did on the 6th. Brandy was present with us. It was a panel of 4 of the commission members that we reported back today during our commission meeting, gave them our findings of our evaluation of the 3 candidates that did apply. And after discussion, it was unanimous that the commission is recommending Jeremy Studemeyer to be the next museum director for Calhoun County. He came with a lot of pluses that we thought elevated him above everyone else, and we are very confident in what Jeremy can do. He has worked for the last year as interim director under less than ideal conditions, and he has done a very, very good job. So we are very confident in our recommendation, which we hope the council will approve. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Jeremy Stoudemire as director of the museum. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? I just want to commend the commission. I think you all made a real wise choice. I've met Jeremy and talked with him on several occasions. I think he's going to make you a fine director.
Thank you.
Any other?
No, thank you for what you've done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been on the hiring and interviewing side so many times, Jenny, that I'm very aware of what goes through with that kind of stuff.
And I think anytime we can get somebody local, I think it's a plus for us. I believe in local people because I think they care more about us than just throwing somebody in who's trying to build a resume. So I appreciate y'all doing that.
Yeah, I want to say that too. I want to thank you and your board for hiring within, Ms. Jenny. I appreciate it. I believe when you live in Calhoun County and you work in Calhoun County, you're part of the family, living here or working here. And I strongly believe when you're able to hire people that live here and work here more times than not, it's a positive thing for the community and the unity of this county. I just want to continue to thank you and your board for all y'all do for us.
Appreciate that.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, ayes have it. Thank you, Ms. Redmond.
Thank y'all, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all bear with us down to ordinances. This is the time of the year we start preparing to work on the budget. So we have a number of them. John, I'm going to have you to read them for me.
Yes, sir. All right, the first one is ordinance 2024-2, an ordinance to provide for the appropriation of funds and the levy of taxes for the fiscal year 2024 through 25 for the operation, debt service, building fund, and food service of the public schools of Calhoun County, the Orangeburg Calhoun Technical College, and the Calhoun County Disabilities and Special Needs Board, including the L. Marion Gressett Center, to provide for deposit and disbursement of funds and to provide otherwise for the affairs of public education in Calhoun County.
We have a motion for,
So moved. Move to adopt.
properly moving second that we have first reading on ordinance 2024-2. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, ayes have it.
Ordinance 2024-3, an ordinance to provide for the levy of taxes for capital improvements and debt service for Calhoun County for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, and for the expenditures thereof and other funds, and to provide otherwise for the affairs of the county.
We have a motion for approval of first reading, ordinance 2024-3.
So moved. Second.
Properly moving second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it.
Ordinance 2024-4, an ordinance to provide for the fees of Calhoun County for county purposes for Calhoun County to operate and maintain water and wastewater for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, for the expenditures thereof and other funds, and to provide otherwise for the affairs of the county.
I have a motion, excuse me, may I have a motion for approval for first reading?
So move.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it.
Ordinance 2024-5, an ordinance to provide for the fees of county purposes for Calhoun County to operate and maintain Calhoun Hills Golf Complex for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, for the expenditures thereof and other funds, and to provide otherwise for the affairs of Calhoun Hills Golf Complex.
May I have a motion for first reading, approval of first reading?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. John?
Ordinance 2024-6, an ordinance to provide for the levy of 4.2 mills taxes to operate and maintain the Sandy Run Fire District for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, and to appropriate other funds for the expenditures thereof, to provide otherwise for the affairs of the Sandy Run Fire District.
May I have a motion for approval?
So move. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it.
Ordinance 2024-7, an ordinance to appropriate and authorize funds to operate and maintain the Calhoun County Rural Fire District for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, for the expenditures thereof, to provide 2 mills for debt service, and to provide otherwise for the affairs of the Calhoun County Rural Fire District.
May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it.
Ordinance 2024-8, an ordinance to provide for the levy of taxes for county purposes for Calhoun County for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, and for the expenditures thereof and other funds, and to provide otherwise for the affairs of the county.
May I have a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. Thank you, John. We're now down to you, John, down to the administrator.
Yes, sir. 2 things, Mr. Chairman. One, I do want to let you know, and the citizens know, of an increase that we are having to work on in the budget this year. Luckily, it will not take effect until July 1, but we were informed that our landfill fees are going up. This is the money that we pay, so when the citizen drops off their municipal waste at one of our 10 convenience sites in the county, we end up taking that trash to Orangeburg, dumping it on the pad, picking it back up, and taking it over to Three Rivers in Aiken County. Those fees, we were just informed, they are going up from $13 a ton to $48 a ton. This is something that we haven't seen a fee increase in several years, and so that's why you see such a substantial jump. But we are building that into our budgeting. I just want to let folks know to please use the convenience sites. That's what it's there for. We do not want trash on the side of the roads. But understand it does come with a cost. The second thing is I'd like to inform everyone of the Sandy Run Community Block Party that will be held on July the 20th from noon to 9 p.m. That's the July 20th from noon to 9 p.m. at the Hayward Community Park. This is sponsored by family and businesses of the Sandy Run community, and it's free entry. They'll have food, music, games, and fellowship.
Everything's going to be free, except for the T-shirts, so.
Okay.
And that's it, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay, anyone have anything else?
Mr. Chairman, you ready for a motion?
Yeah, we have 2 items for executive session, economic development matter, project co-op, and personnel matter.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we go into executive session for economic development matter, project co-op, and for personnel matter.
May I have a second?
Second.
Properly moving second that we go into executive session to discuss these 2 items. John, are we going to bring
Stay in
anything?
here. Yes, sir.
We going to stay in there?
Yes, sir.
Are we going to bring anything out? I'm talking
No,
to the
sir.
press. The press, we won't bring anything out. Y'all got any questions, you can. Go ahead, Jim.